Sanders Folly, a set that fails so hard it even fails at failing, since it doesn't fail hard enough to be the worst or heck even the second worst set in the game, but due to how it's set up and how confused it is for what it wants to do, you're pretty much guaranteed to never see anyone running this full set, with people generally only deciding to use the okay parts of it as placeholders until they get more desirable items. In terms of the global bonuses for wearing the full set, this set at least matches its level to an extent, but even then it's a bit anemic, basically looking like an even further underpowered cousin of the Disciple, with +1 all skills, 50% magic find, a pitch of attack rating, defense, mana, and life leech, which leans it into looking like a low-level melee set, which would make it a little bit better, but you have to remember, this set uses up your weapon slot with a wand without any real special perks, so you are a bit limited. I mean, seriously, in terms of the melee, yes, the wand has enhanced damage by %, which is nice, as well as an actually reasonable amount of cold damage, combined with the mana leech, and if this was on a different base, it would look like a reasonable low-level melee weapon. But instead, it's on a wand that, even if you upgraded it to elite, you'd only do about 8 to 54 damage, and that requires much higher levels to wield. So maybe we should look at it as a caster weapon. Even at that, it's lackluster, since while it does pack 20% faster cast and some flat mana, you can get better in mundane magical items of the same level. In a similar why is it that way kind of vibe, the hat is equally silly, with defense per level being okay, but just trickling in an underwhelming amount of reflect damage and a moderate amount of magic find, and as you may have noticed, no partial set bonuses to compensate for it. So at this point, you may be wondering, what parts of this set do people actually use, since the full set is obviously confused and bordering on useless? Well, that falls to the gloves and boots, with the gloves being basically competitors for other attack speed gloves, with 20% increased attack speed, but with a tiny amount of poison damage and an okay amount of flat life, at least for gloves. They can tide you over, but they are definitely at the low end of attack speed gloves, generally only being used because you have not found some okay rares or something like Laying of Hands or Lava Gout. Similarly, the boots are just competitors for other run-walk boots, though these at least have a bit more of an argument with them since they pack a few boosts to strength and dexterity, as well as a bonus to attack rating on top of their thankfully zippy 40% faster run-walk. Definitely a few notches below stuff like Immortal Kings or Alders, but nowhere near as bad or confused as the rest of the set. As far as to whether I'd bother upgrading the set, probably not. All you'd gain is a pinch of defense on the 2 worthwhile parts, and not enough to justify the rune cost. So overall, this is one of those sets that I give a hard pass to for now, but would love to see it being made into a set designed for a niche variant in future ladder seasons. All they would need to do is lean hard into the melee with the global bonuses, and you could see a potential drummer barb become viable with it. That said, it would definitely require tweaking, not the least of which being corrections for damage, attack speed, and crushing blow, since it eats up so many slots for these types of improvements. So do you think they should lean into caster or melee for Sanders, or should they just leave it alone as a lost cause? Mention it down below, and as always, a special thanks to all the viewers that threw a coin to their YouTuber. It helps out channels my size so much more than you think.